Hey everyone, Spicy Toast Gaming here. I hope you're having a great day and I hope this video can make it a little bit better. Today we're testing out a Nami build that one of my YouTube viewers, recommended. Now I have not played this build at all, really interested to see how it goes. If you have any builds you want me to try out, you can recommend them down below. I won't necessarily be able to get to all of them, but if there's one that I think can make for an interesting video, I might go ahead and check it out. Now first let's talk about Nami's star powers. So first, when you play a spell, you gain 1 spell mana. That alone, absolutely massive. This lets you just play a ridiculous amount of spells in the first couple rounds because you're constantly being able to refill your mana and end games very quickly. Then we also have, if it's your 4th spell this round, copy it with the same targets, so a little bit of spell duplication. And then the 2nd star power, +1 starting mana, then game start, draw a spell. Not that big of a deal, but nice just to have some extra draw for spells because with Nami, you are wanting to spam a whole bunch of spells in your opening rounds. Now for this relic setup, we have Found Fortune, so draw the highest cost card that costs less than my base cost, grant an epic item, and reduce its cost to 0. So Nami's a 3 cost, so she's going to be drawing a 2 cost card. If we take a look at her starting deck, we have Answered Prayer and Coral Creatures. So by default, one of these two is what we're going to pull out. Now we're really going to hope it is the Answered Prayer, because this way we can play another spell, it can give us a unit with that spawn, and it can draw a champion, which hopefully will be our Nami, which can give us some more spells. The other relics then, Dreadweight Chase Gun. When I'm summoned, create 2 warning shots in hand. The big thing here is this is just a 0 cost spell. So while yes, this does 1 damage to the enemy nexus, it's more just the fact that these are free spells we can play, and because of our star powers, when we play those 0 cost spells, it's still refunding us 1 mana from our star powers. So essentially these are nice ways to kind of refill your mana back up. And then we have Deceiver's Crest. When I level up, create a copy of my champion spell in hand. It costs 0 this round. So that champion spell, Nami's Ebb, which once you play this, it becomes a flow. Then once you play this, you can play a ebb and flow. So great way to play a bunch more spells. What we're trying to do, get Nami on the board as soon as possible, and then immediately use her to end the game. So this is the exact build that one of you commenters recommended. I have been running with the Deceiver's Crest and Chase Gun before, but never with Found Fortune. Had to actually unlock a epic slot for her. Now I do think some other epic relics will also be pretty good for her, like Chosen of the Stars could be pretty fun, but we'll potentially test that out at a later date. Now, if you appreciate all the daily Path of Champions content I put out, definitely like and subscribe, and let's get into it. Alright, let's see what we can get for our first power. Little Buddies, Reunited, or Evolution. Little Buddies would be decent because one thing Nami can struggle with is not having other units to buff up. Evolution would give us a good amount of stats though. I think we'll go for the Little Buddies, but all of these, even just the Reunited, would be pretty solid. Alright, Ezreal with Unyielding Determination. Alright, decent starting hand. We're going to re-roll both of these. Very specifically for Nami, we're re-rolling the Answered Prayer so that when we play her, we have more of these in our deck, so we're more likely to draw this from the Found Fortune instead of the Coral Creatures. Alright, that's pretty much expected.
So pretty.
We'll just pass here. We have spells we could play, but we want to wait to get Nami on the board. Alright, so we'll play our Nami. Alright, we get our Answered Prayer. So now we're just going to try to level her up and end this game if possible, although not likely because of that Unyielding. Alright, let's go ahead and play this again. I think that's the 2nd spell we've played, so this will be the 3rd. And then this will be the 4th, so this one, yep, will get doubled up. Which means it'll create 2 of our flows in hand. So we can go ahead, heal up our Nami.
will find the Moonstone. I will save my people.
And already leveled up. Wonderful.
Ride the surging tides. Let the tide carry you. Ride the surging tides.
So we're just gonna sit here and play as many spells as we can. Because every time we're playing a spell, Nami's buffing up other units.
Ride the surging tides. Rise with the surf.
Alright, so they have 12. Let's go ahead and we can have these two first. And looks like we might actually be able to end. Wonderful. GG. So if we had gotten the evolution where we're given 1/1 for our keywords, we probably would have grabbed either of these. I think we'll get the Three Sisters just because it's a 1-cost spell that has the Hextech Fabricator. Alright, Akshan, Warning Shots. So our Warning Shots would create another card. Interesting. I think we'll go ahead and go here just because of that. Scribe of Sorrows, Slotbot, or Champion Item Chest. So Scribe of Sorrows could be pretty good because we could play Nami round 1. But Champion Item Chest is pretty good. I think we'll go for the Scribe just so we can get Nami on the board immediately. So Karma with Power Overwhelming. Alright, let's get rid of the Monkey Idol. And we can hold on to the rest, I think. Actually, let's get rid of the Abyssal Guard. Oh, double answered prayer, that's not great. Let's use one here, try to get our Nami.
My quest is dangerous, but I will see it through.
Ah, Scout, interesting.
My spirit is an unquenchable fire. Ionia speaks through me.
Alright, let's try to use up some of that mana before we refill it again. So we could play Gangplank. I think I want to play these with the Scout, though. I think let's go ahead and get rid of their Karma.
Let the tide carry you. Rise with the surf.
Wasn't paying attention to the spells, so one of those is going to get, yep. Lost. Autopush, that's actually pretty good.
Rise with the surf. I am the tide caller. I will drive back the darkness.
Let's actually go ahead and consume this.
Let the tide carry you. Ride the surging tide.
So we're hoping that our 2 Scout units can really pay off and
Let the tide carry you.
help us get some good damage down. Alright, not too bad.
Rise with the surf.
Let's see what this generates for us. Not great.
Ride the surging tide. Let the tide carry you.
Alright, I think we'll be fine.
Search force.
GG. Alright, Double Trouble for a 1 cost. That is pretty good. Let's, yeah, go ahead and get that. Let's grab this Scribe of Sorrows. We could go all the way for... Yeah, I guess. So we're completely broke. We'll probably just cut a card up there. So Zoe with Power Overwhelming. All right, we have the attack token. We can get rid of the eye. Hold on to the rest. They're all cheap spells. Other than Gangplank, that'll increase our odds of drawing our Nami. Well, that's not the best. Okay, there we go.
Embrace the current or be swept away. Let the tide carry you. Rise with the surf. Trickster never loses because Zoe makes the rules. Let the tide carry you.
Alright, so I think we've just played one, or there's 2 spells. I think this will be 3.
Ride the surging tides.
And this should be 4.
Let the tide carry you. Rise with the surf.
Alright, wonderful.
Surge forth. Let the tide carry you. I am the tide caller. I will drive back the darkness.
So already leveled.
Rise with the surf.
Just need to push enough damage to buff everyone up. Alright, GG. I think this will actually be the best here, because it's a 1-cost line 'em up, summons a powder keg, and creates a knock 'em down. Knock 'em down is another 1 cost. And as Nami, you can pretty much just play not 1 costs infinitely, because you're always refilling 1 mana. So this giving us 2 spells, that's actually pretty good. Alright, we could go to the shop. I think we should probably just cut a card. Let's get rid of the Monkey Idol. We're really never going to want to play this. Alright, Fiora with Power Overwhelming. Alright, let's get rid of both of these. Having our Nami and Answered Prayers, pretty nice. Also the Poro, so we never actually need to worry about summoning something, is pretty good.
Embrace the current or be swept away. Rise with the surf. Let the tide carry you.
Smell that? A fight's a cooking. A morsel of regret.
Alright, not bad. So this is the first spell we're playing.
Rise with the surf.
This will be the second one.
Let the tide carry you.
So this one would be too much. I think let's just do a warning shot.
Ride the surging tides.
Alright, so we could play this. Yeah, I don't think we need the eye.
Rise with the surf. I will find the moonstone. I will save my people.
Because we're about to win right here. How are we looking at for damage?
I can't back down. Let the tide carry you.
Alright, GG. Alright, none of these really help us. Let's try a reroll. Let's go for the Farsight. Shadow Totem's not bad. Shadow Totem's actually really good, because it would also make more warning shots. So Farsight would give us that consistency to make sure we're always getting our Nami. I think here we will risk the Shadow Totem, because then we have 2 Namis both buffing everyone every time we play a spell, and normally the game's only lasting 1 round, so the fact that this is ephemeral doesn't matter that much. Yeah, we'll risk it. Stabilize, so we could go for another one, or we could get an extra mana gem. Extra mana is really good. Stabilize would be 3 Namis. Sure. We'll go ahead and go here, although mana flow is quite good. Fallen Feline, Healer. I think we can just go and cut a card. So, I think let's go for Caitlyn with Perfected Mana Flow. Also, if we didn't have... these are fine. If we didn't have the temporary mana from the Scribe, we probably would have gotten the mana flow there. Oh, figures we didn't draw our Nami. And we didn't draw our spell that can draw our Nami.
Well, what have we here?
So we could predict and try to see if we can see our Nami anywhere. Draw a spell that costs 3 or less from your deck. We could draw our spell that lets us have our Nami, but we could just go for a double Burblefish. Fury. I think let's actually go for a Fury of the North. Although we could just obliterate their unit. So we could have tried to kill their Caitlyn, but we just want to push as much damage as possible. Little sad we didn't draw our Nami, that's our main win condition, but still did some pretty good damage there. Alright, that's fine, we needed to make them anyways.
Observe and learn.
Let's investigate.
Alright, we are totally fine with this. Alright, so we know one of these spots is going to get filled in by a Poro. So let's just play our Nami now.
Swallowed by darkness. Ride the surging tides. Let the tide carry you. Rise.
Her buffs are grant, not give, so they're permanent, so we can just buff everyone up this round.
Let the tide carry you.
Actually, wait, are both versions of this free? We could be potentially doing the 5-cost version. Huh. Interesting. We're going to play this just for the spell triggers, even though both of our units aren't going to have any room.
Ride the surging tides. Rise with the surf. Let the tide carry you. Rise with the surf. Ride the surging tides. Rise with the surf. Let the tide carry you. I am the tide caller. I will drive back the darkness.
Alright, wonderful.
Rise with the surf. Ride the surging tides. Rise with the surf. Let the tide carry you. Ride the surging tides. Let the tide carry you. Ride the surging tides.
Alright, so we are just going to, once it rolls over to our turn, immediately attack and end the game. There's not really any way they can stop this. So, GG.
Playtime's over. Here's my calling card. Exactly said.
Alright, that's not bad. Go ahead and grab that. Let's see, what card do we want to cut? Let's see. I think we'll get rid of the Abyssal Guard. It's a fine card, but it's a 3 cost, and normally we're trying to end the game pretty quickly, and it's also not a spell. So if games were going longer, we'd probably grab this, because it is great. Can help you push a lot of damage. For us, though, I don't think we're really going to need it. I think let's go for that Sejuani with Unstable Inventory. Let's get rid of Minimorph. And we'll actually hold on to the rest. Alright, perfect. We have our Nami. Sadly, we do not have the attack token. We can't necessarily just pass. So we could play our Nami, but we'd lose out on all of our ephemeral copies for the attack, which isn't great. Let's actually, let's maybe just play Gangplank and then just let it roll over to our round. Although I guess there is a giant Gangplank we could just end the game with as well.
My quest is dangerous, but I will see it through. Let the tide carry you. Rise with the surf. Rise
So our
with
hand is
surging
completely
tides.
full.
The winter's claw strikes.
Okay, so it's just the smaller version that's free. The other one still is going to cost more.
Let the tide carry you. Rise with the surf. Let the tide carry you.
Probably actually should have used line them up first. Ah, well.
Rise the surging tides. Rise with the surf. Rise the surging tides. Rise with the surf. Let the tide carry you. Ride the surging tides. Rise with the surf.
There's going to be a lot of animations,
Rise with the surf.
because every single Nami's just buffing someone up.
Ride the surging tides. Let the tide carry you. I will find the moonstone. I will save my people. Ride the surging tides. Let the tide
That's kind of the funny thing with Nami games is they end so quickly as far as rounds. Like you're ending like the first or second round. But sometimes they're just as long as other games just because
rise with the surf.
you're playing so much in those first couple rounds to actually win.
Ride the surging tides. Let the tide carry you. Rise with the surf. Let the tide carry you. Rise with the surf. Surge force.
Alright. GG. Alright, not too bad. We already cut this. It's kind of funny. It's giving us again. Autopush, pretty good. Fixer Upper. Often we're trying to end in the first round, so that doesn't actually help us. Let's go ahead, use a reroll. We don't have that many allies die, but it's a little bit of extra damage, I guess. Champion item chest or shop. Shop could give us another power, but honestly our champion is more important and we need to get more copies of them, so we'll go ahead and go here. So Darius with duplicate. Alright, looks pretty solid. And we have the attack token, wonderful. Well, this is probably going to be game.
Nami. Ride the surging tides. Rise with the surf. Let the tide carry you. Rise with the surf. Ride the surging tides. Let the tide carry you. Ride the surging tides. Rise with the surf. Ride the surging tides.
Alright, so I think this is the third spell we've played.
Carry you.
So this will be the fourth.
Rise with the surf. Let the tide carry you. Rise with the surf.
One bad thing is we don't have any overwhelm, and our only elusive is Zoe. So they can block and reduce down our damage a good amount.
Rise with the surf. Ride the surging tides. The Mirai will never know fear again. Rise with the surf. Ride the surging tides. Rise with the surf. Ride the surging tides. Rise with the surf. Let the tide carry you. Ride the surging tides.
Alright, so I think we should be good, especially now that they're down one blocker. Yep, GG. Alright, so this one will go off twice. Teemo, don't really care about him. I think we'll just stick with line him up, manifest another card, could be good. Extra stats or tough. I think we'll go for the Dragon Tooth here, just so that we're out of the range of some effects that only happen if you have like 3 health or less. So we'll go and grab the Dragon Tooth. What card do we want to cut? I think we might cut the Mini Morph. It's a good card, but again, it's just really expensive when we're trying to end the game like the first round. What are we actually sitting for cards? 32. Alright, Zed with level up. Alright, let's get rid of the Gangplank. We do not have the attack token, so that's not necessarily great. Yeah, I think we'll just play Gangplank here.
Make corpses of them. Cowards!
Embrace the current or be swept away. Let the tide carry you. Ride the surging tides. Let the tide carry you. Rise with the surf.
Pledge yourself to the shadows.
Alright, so let's go ahead and play this just
Let the tide carry you. Ride the
for that
surging
hero
tides.
horn and also the fact it's a spell.
Let the tide carry you. Rise with the surf. Let the tide carry you.
I think this is going to be the spell that gets doubled.
Rise with the surf. Let the tide carry you. Ride the surging tides.
I'll take my time.
Oh no, it wasn't. Alright.
Rise with the surf. Ride the surging tides. Rise with the surf. Ride the surging tides. Let the tide carry you. save my people. Let the tide carry you. Ride the surging tide.
Alright, once we get rid of one of their blockers, I think we're fine. If not, we are pretty close.
Rise with the surf. Ride the surging tide.
Alright, this should be fine.
Punish restraint.
Yep, GG.
Sorry, everyone.
Alright, Nami. Augment. This is going to give her massive damage. This is actually amazing, because we're playing so many created cards. Also, as you're seeing, we're not really ending because we've run out of things to play. We're just ending because it's like, okay, we can kill the Nexus. There's not anything they can do to stop us. If we needed to, we could have gone on for a lot longer, continually playing spells and buffing up our units. Spellslinger, your spells cost 1 less. Yep, this pretty much just further lets us go infinite. We definitely don't want flexible game plan. We're already struggling with having too many cards. But yep, this will be great. Alright, shop. Yeah, let's go ahead and see if we can get a decent power. So Lee Sin with Perfected Mana Flow. Alright, we have the attack token. Great. That's really just the most important thing. Do we have the attack token? And do we have Nami?
I won't let my home be swallowed by darkness. Let the tide carry you. Rise with the surf. Let the tide carry you. Ride the surging tides. Rise with the surf. Let the tide carry you.
Force is meaningless without skill.
So pretty.
Now, let's actually play this first, before it already gets buffed up
Ride the surging tides.
too much by other ways. Actually, we can probably play this for the full 4 mana, because we'll just be able to
Rise with the surf. Ride
play a lot of spells for free, so it doesn't really matter. Let's just go like this, see how we're looking for damage. They're out of mana, so there's not really anything they can do.
Let the tide carry you. Ride the surging tides.
Alright, so once these spells are done, we'll be all set.
Ride the surging tides.
There's still so much more we could push. They don't have unyielding, right? Nope. Alright, GG. Alright, group shot's not bad. Coral creatures. I think we will actually go ahead and get this because in some situations the enemy just has too many units or too many blockers. And so being able to try to get rid of some enemy blockers could be pretty good. Also, since this is a 1 cost, we can play it for free. 1/1 for each keyword. It'll give us some extra stats. It's not that big of a deal. It'll be helpful. Honestly, I think just getting like domination, round start, rally would be better. But yeah, I'm fine with that. Let's use 1 reroll. Sure, we'll buy 1 copy of that. Alright, Yasuo with Perfected Mana Flow. I think this is fine. We have the attack token. Got our Nami.
I won't let my home be swallowed by darkness.
And she's just about to completely fill her hand with all of the warning shots.
Rise with the surf. Let the tide carry you. Ride the surging tide.
I go where the road takes me.
Rise with the surf. Let the tide
Alright, they're down to 1 mana, so they won't be able to stun us. Quite nice.
Keep going, kid. You'll get it.
I think... Yeah, this is fine.
Rise with the surf. Let the tide carry you. Ride the surging tides.
Let's just get rid of their blocker.
Rise with the surf. Ride the surging tides. Rise with the surf. Ride the surging tides. Left foot. So pretty. Watch away.
How are we looking for damage? Already way overboard. Perfect. GG. So I think if we get this, then that means when we draw our Nami, the only card she can draw is the Answered Prayer. I guess also the Otterpuss, potentially, because it'll also be a 1 cost. Because the Answered Prayer is going to be down to a 1 cost because of the Spellslinger. Sure, not really crazy. I mean, Trinket Trade is pretty good, to be honest. But I don't think we really need the extra help, so we can just grab this here. Alright, Tridimir with level up. Let's get rid of all of these. Again, we have the attack token, and we have Nami. Wonderful.
Embrace the current or be swept away. Let the tide carry you. Ride the surging tides. Let the tide carry you. Rise with the surf. Let the tide carry you. Rise with the surf.
Here beyond.
So one of our champions is going to get obliterated because we don't have room. But the issue is, like, every single one of our cards gives us another card.
Ride the surging tides.
So there's not any other cards we can really play that wouldn't just refill the spot that they're immediately vacating.
I slay horrors and I smile.
Rise with the surf. Ride the surging tides.
I don't know if we'll actually really be able to kill anything. Yeah, I think let's just go and deal damage here.
Ride the
Because they're
surging
Tridimir, they're just gonna give their unit tough and not actually die.
surging tides. Rise with the surf. Let the tide carry you. Ride the surging tides. I am the tide caller. I will drive back the darkness.
Alright, so we're probably good. We'll go ahead, play our Coral Creatures so that we have 2 units with that Challenger. Drag them both aside. And let all of our other units just destroy the Nexus.
I can't back down.
GG. Alright, our opening hand is full enough as it is. Let's just grab the Wiggly Burblefish. Alright, Aurelian Soul with Duplicate. Alright, we do not have the attack token. Little sad. I think again we'll just play our Gangplanks. Just trying to deal some damage before they try to attack and kill my barrel themselves. Granted, they're going to get a bunch of extra mana next round. But our board is pretty empty, so we'll have room for all of our Namis.
My people are counting on me. Ride the surging tides. Rise with the surf. Let the tide carry you. Ride the surging tides. Rise with the surf. Let the tide carry you. Rise with the surf. Let the tide carry you. Ride the surging tides.
Alright, so we could wait and play another... Actually, let's try to kill some of their units. That's a lot of blockers for us to deal with.
Rise with the surf. Let the tide carry you. Rise with the surf. Ride the surging tides. Let the tide carry you. Ride the surging tides. Let the tide carry you. Ride the surging tides.
Alright, so we can potentially, if we get lucky, get that white flame down. So then they'll just have 2 blockers.
I am the tide caller. I will drive back the darkness.
Granted, they still have 4 mana, and that's the cost of their, like, Moonlight spell or Moon... I don't know, it's whatever one that silences 2 of my units.
Rise with the surf.
Against Aurelian Soul, you want to be sure you're actually ending that round. I feel like I'm actually going to do something crazy. I'm going to get rid of both of these units, despite the fact that they're really big, for the 2 elusives.
Let the tide carry you. Rise with the surf. Ride the surging tides.
Because I want more elusive and overwhelm units.
Rise with the surf. Ride the surging tides.
Everyone pays.
Alright, that's fine.
Rise with the surf. Let the tide carry you. Ride the surging tides.
The good thing is, since we're playing created cards, all of our Namis are getting buffed up by that, which means they are all then targeting the 3 units we actually want to hit with our spells, which is the elusives and the overwhelm.
Ride the surging
Alright, between the 3 of them, they should be fine for killing the Nexus. We'll put them over here,
surge forth.
so we should be good.
No.
Yep, he only targets the 2 on the right. It's just the way it is. That's why I put these 3 over here. GG. Alright, that went really well. Kind of hilarious that it's kind of a mid or somewhat long completion time, despite the fact we ended almost every game in the first round. Kind of funny. Now, this was definitely a good build. It was pretty much the same as a build I've used before, just with a Found Fortune with the other 2 relics. And yep, does work out quite well. I will admit I didn't really think about using Found Fortune on Nami, but with Nami, you're just needing more cards to play when you play your Nami, because since you can go essentially infinite, you want to be able to rush the enemy down very quickly. So this definitely works out quite well. Thank you to the individual that recommended this build. If you have any builds you want me to play, feel free to recommend them down below. I won't be able to get to all of them, but I do try to showcase recommended builds when I can. Thank you all for your continued support. If you enjoyed the video, definitely like and subscribe, and I hope you all have a great day.